news, and you can follow that if you want. And it's kind of, the online glue that made all of this come together over the last few years. And we'll talk about the partners in a minute, but the first thing we can do is go over the news.
Yes, exciting news.
And even though everyone's on vacation, there's still actually a lot of news that has happened lately.
Things happening.
Yeah, and this is a huge one here. Sweden's Northvolt raises $1 billion to complete funding for Mammoth battery plant.
That's just so crazy. And for everyone who's been here several times, you know that Peter Carlson, who's the founder of Northvolt, is like Stockholm Tech Meetup dear friend who's usually coming here once in a while, a few times every year, and announces a few things. And actually Northvolt was announced on this stage a couple of years ago.
He announced the company, creating the company on this stage, which was really cool. And now they just raised $1 billion from none other than Volkswagen and BMW, who are going to invest in the company, which they're also going to be buying the batteries to make electric Volkswagen and BMW. All the German car companies are now going to be able to go electric because of Northvolt. This is actually not only the greatest news for Stockholm. This is probably one of the most important headlines of the last month. Because Germany can now make electric fucking cars. That's like actually significant on a global level. Anyway.
That's great.
And here's what I want you, here's something to take away from this. I slept at Peter's house last night. Right? And he's just a normal person like any of us.
Yes.
And that's what's so inspiring
The
about
only
this.
thing that's abnormal is that he's super smart. He's super smart and really nice.
He doesn't even, he's actually more nice than he is smart.
Just smart. He just hides it. He's so nice that
he does.
He's not a bold person.
When you meet Peter, you come away being like, oh, he's such a nice guy. You don't walk away being like, he's really smart.
He's smart.
Of course he's smart, but it's like, you don't.
Yeah, maybe he's nicer than smart. I don't know. But he's really nice. And
he's
smart.
super sweet, So anyway, he'll be at TechFest next month. We have this super awesome event coming up. This will possibly be the best year yet. And he's spoken at it every year, actually, except for maybe even the first year. I think he's done every single year.
Yeah, but then he was the CPO at Tesla.
He was Chief Product Officer at Tesla for at least the first 2 years.
For the first 2 years.
And then for the last, he was in a transition on the third, and then now he's kicking ass with this, and we have a new unicorn in Sweden as well.
Woo!
Anyway, and they've been in that. They're raising so much money, it's insane. Because they're going to raise more than the billion. And they already have enough demand to build a second factory. It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
Anyway, I'll tell you. You want to hear a crazy story?
Yes, tell me a crazy story. Is it only about no?
Because the whole deck is about Peter. There he is, right there.
Sorry, what did he give you last night?
So he made the deck for tonight. We were on a flight together, because I used to live in LA. Even when we were doing this event, I was living in LA. And I get on the flight to come do the monthly event, and he's on the flight. We're on Norwegian, flying direct from LA to Stockholm. And I'm like, what's going on? And by the way, this is a great story. I normally don't say, don't share this publicly if you're a journalist, not yet. But this is a good story. So we're on the flight, and Tesla had done their Model 3, which was the low price one that now everyone has in their home. But they did this pretty big pre-order party where you can pre-order a Model 3. Does anyone know the number of cars that were pre-ordered? It was like 300,000 or something insane like that. Which, by the way, most big cars, they get like 50,000 as a good, amazing first year. And they had like 300,000. It was like a phenomenal achievement. 10 times bigger than anyone expected, really, especially the German car company. And so literally 48 hours later, we're on this flight. I'm like, oh, Peter, well, first, congratulations on the most successful thing in car history since, the Model T. This Model 3 launch, it was phenomenal. I think you must be super excited. He's like, yeah, I'm excited. And I was like, wow, what's going on? And he's like, well, you'll be the first to know. And I'm like, what's going on? He goes, because, I just resigned. I'm like, why would you just resign? You just had the most successful car launch since, the 1800s. And he's like, yeah, well, there's, I'll tell you, and what he proceeds to tell me is because of the phenomenal success of the launch, that sent a signal to Germany, who was lagging way behind on converting to electric, that they have no choice, they have to go all electric.
Yeah.
But they can't, because they don't, that's not what they do.
Yeah.
They do gas cars, because the
Yeah.
gas cars, teams inside the German car companies who do the engines are the superstars of the company.
Yeah.
And if you're, to use an American sports metaphor, if you have LeBron James on your basketball team, you can't not have to put him in the game. So that's why the Germans still have gas cars. So, but with this pre-order thing happening, with the Model 3 success, now they know they have to change. So now somebody has to make the batteries. So he saw an even bigger opportunity by resigning from Tesla to go provide the batteries that only he and very few people on the planet know how to build a factory to go supply for Germany. So hence he's resigning, even in the face of the success of that. I was like, wow, that's genius. This is huge.
Tech is smart.
Yeah, so, the stupid one was me, because I should have quit everything I was doing and joined the company at that moment.
Give you 1%
Yes,
work for free.
Yes. Anyway, but he needed introductions to the Swedish,
Yeah,
politicians.
he's well known in
So
Sweden.
literally, we shared a car together from the airport to
Yeah.
here, and I introduced him to Michael, who was the Minister of Innovation at the time, and a bunch of other Swedish ministers that got them excited about what he's doing. He wants to do it here in Sweden. So anyway,
Super cool.
and then Naked,
Another cool company,
they're
Naked.
grows, and they're going to be on stage here later. We'll talk all about that.
Yeah.
What was it? 210 million
Yeah.
of investment.
Yeah.
Kicking
Pretty
in.
large.
That's great. Yeah.
Right?
Epidemic Sound, Oscar,
Yeah.
our friend, raises
Yeah.
20 million at $370 million. Why should he get nothing? You know what? I will invite him to Tech Us. We'll get him on stage to tell that story. That's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy. We just added it to
Easy
the speaker.
peasy.
Boom. Then
Ready?
the board
It's a
is
magazine.
takes in capital account 157 million. Swedish Ridley. Let's get her on stage too. Boom. Another speaker will add to the growth session.
Yeah.
Okay. Christina Stenbeck invests in Baby Shop, 155 million. Cool. And Dr. SE takes in 20.
To buy clinics. This is pretty interesting. They have been,
Oh.
they're the first,
They buy.
this is not,
It's going to buy 20 clinics.
yeah.
Interesting.
They've already started.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. They were actually the first ones who realized the need of also having, physical meeting.
Smart.
Yeah, I think it's genius. Mittigram, 100 million.
Nordea's biggest user in millions. It's stuck on 100 million. Next. There's a Swedish neobank.
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
million.
so these are my former, this is my former team from Plan actually,
Oh,
who's
nice.
starting to be the neobank. So they're having banking features, but you have your regular account somewhere else, and they have a card, travel card, I think, and something.
Cool. Smart for Nordea, the partner.
Yeah, and Glue.
And then Glue,
Yeah,
which I love that product.
yeah.
But Peter, we use it at Peter's house actually.
Mm.
And then
Fish brain.
my old buddy Johan went before. Here's the funny thing. He launched Fishbrain at my event in San Francisco.
Oh, because he was pitching here pretty early on.
And this is before he had any team at all.
Yeah.
And then we come back from San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's a big event. It's like 15,000 people.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting in Stureplan Gallery.
Stugan, yeah.
It's through a gallery and having a smoothie. And I was like, and it was a winter, it was like February. And I'm like, so how was the event? And he goes, well, to be honest, it wasn't that good. I was like, really? You're the first person to say that. But I really admire that. Like, what? I go, nothing good ever came of it? And he's like, yeah, well, the Discovery Channel approached us and they want to do something. And then that ended up being this huge partnership we did, so you can't really say it was a bad event. Anyway, but I knew he was going to. He's just continued to I kick myself for not investing in that one. Anyway, but we could have him come up and talk about. And Insurlo completed 2.7 investment backed by Schibsted and Luminar. Good.
Yeah.
SEB and SAS are co-investing in Combient Mix to build in leading AI hub for Nordic industries. Great. Where are they putting it? Backed by the network Nordlog Academy, the scaling its leading AI services with SEB. It better be here.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it is, or we wouldn't put it in the deck. So,
Yeah.
millions.
Mike
it
is not.
Okay. Mike is not.
Mike
in
is
deck?
the one,
Okay.
he's the only one that
Thank you,
knows
Mike.
anything about anything. We're just
Yeah.
standing here.
That's right. It's Mike's deck. We're just reading it.
Yes.
Anyway, you can keep going, because there's 2
Yes.
minutes, as usual, 2 minutes stock,
Yeah, 2
2
minutes.
million for them, Axtron,
That's-
invest,
yeah.
20 million, boom. Malmo based, Flo, Christina again.
Sniff, we had these on stage.
Yeah, they did pitch this, the monthly
Yeah.
smell thing.
Yeah.
Christina Stenbeck invest, they got
Yeah.
10 million, good for
Yeah.
them.
Mm.
Creandum closes a new
Yeah,
fund,
this
300
one.
million fund, early seed.
Mhm.
That's good for them,
Mhm.
good for everyone in the room.
Yes,
Spotify's highest world company or something in Europe.
highest valued.
Yeah, Spotify just launched smaller fast version, okay. Klarna and H&M in US, okay,
They're working together
yeah.
for the American market. And then Niklas.
Nicholas does what, Klarna founder.
They're opening, but they're opening hubs all
That's right.
over the world.
Yeah,
Norwegian Foundation.
yeah, that's really cool.
Super cool.
Google starts an incubator with Wellstreet.
Yes.
Cool, they're gonna
This
be,
is good.
yeah, and they are hosting the after party for the Safari for Tech
Yeah.
Fest
Mm.
on September 9th or 10th, I forget which one. I think it's the 10th,
It's on the web.
yeah.
Uberline.
Yeah.
And IMO, I saw that IMO is also launching one. That generates
13
13 new
companies.
companies.
Yeah, they had a really good demo day, by the way.
Oh, you were at the demo day. I missed it. I couldn't go. But I think that the pictures we have had here from
Are
Antler had
really strong.
extremely high
They are
quality.
very strong.
Mhm.
And for those who don't know, who here does know about Antler? Who here doesn't know about Antler? It's about half.
Mhm.
So they've, in a short amount of time, developed a good brand here.
Yeah.
They're executing really well, apparently.
Yes.
When we pick startups that pitch here, I have no idea if they're an Antler or not. They don't tell me in advance. But surprisingly, a good amount of them
Yeah.
come through.
Yeah.
And I don't really care if they're part of Antler or not when we pick
Yeah,
them.
no,
That
no,
doesn't
no.
matter. But when they are, and when they're, every time we've had one from Antler, they've been really strong.
They were really strong. These were the books of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually, it's a fund and kind of
Yeah, what it is,
it's a matchmaking.
yes, oh, you mean book?
Antler.
Antler
Antler.
will invest in you before you have a team or anything.
You come there as a person, they
Right.
choose an individual, they have like, I think it's several thousands people applying,
Yeah.
and they pick like 30, and they are selecting and selecting, and it usually ends up around 15 companies or something like
Yeah.
that, and it's like, this,
They're investing in you as the person, not your idea.
no, and then they help you with an idea, matchmaking with some of the people, etc.
Right.
And I actually, through, as I'm also part of I'm part of Atomica's Angel Network.
I forgot about that.
Yes, it's super interesting, and
Yeah.
I get to hear all these stories. We can take them afterwards, but one of them was that they have a similar thing in UK. And their experience with these startups was that they were really good. The thing that could happen was that the entrepreneurs went split ways after,
Right.
the matchmaking might not be 100%.
Right.
But usually one of them were the leading entrepreneur, and the company still made a lot of, made good.
Yeah.
So I think this is actually it's really interesting to see what's happening with this.
Telia buys mobile operator Sthlm.
Hello? Yeah.
Okay. And the mayor, how
Smart
Stockholm is leading the way
cities.
for smart cities. This is
Yes.
really far more interesting than it seems.
Yes.
There is a big, this is a big article, a headline.
Yeah.
Because every city globally right now is starting to think of itself as how it can be a
Mhm.
smart city.
Mhm.
Stockholm most of all. Anna, the mayor, is going to be at TechFest both at the opening and at the hackathon for the women.
Mhm.
We're going to do the world's biggest hackathon for women at City Hall.
Mm.
And she is really committed, as was the previous mayor, Karen,
Mm.
about branding Stockholm as the world's best smart city.
Mm.
And I'm involved with a bunch of actors in making that happen.
Mm.
In, of all places, there's a few places, but Slakthusområdet actually is kind of the interesting test bed, so to speak, that we'll be sharing a lot more about that.
Mm.
Anyway, Amazon wants
Yeah, they want to have they have a similar product. They want to launch in Amazon Pay. They want to launch it in Sweden. These are the investments done this month.
That might be a record.
This might actually be a record.
How many is that, Mike?
74.
What, 80 was a record?
84. But these, I mean,
Second best?
But it starts with 1 billion.
Yeah.
If not look at the number of investment, but the number of cash.
But you know why this is a record month?
No?
Because everyone races to get all the deals done before the holidays. You have that the same thing happens in December.
Yeah.
So,
That might be true.
take a screenshot of that, because that is the second best month in the history of the Swedish startup ecosystem in terms of amounts raised, or total number of fundings that were announced. And here's the funny thing is, not all of the fundraisings are being announced anymore. Because it used to be, it's not that newsworthy anymore if you're not raising at least, a few million. Where, anyway, like you gotta be raising more than 1 million to even be kind of listed. But that's fucking cool.
Super cool.
That means the ecosystem is healthier than ever.
Yeah.
Which it is.
Which it is.
And we have to in part thank these logos on the screen for making that happen, because 6 years ago, when all of this was getting started as a community of bringing everyone together once a month like we do here in the room, these were the companies who wanted to see that happen and support that. EY is the big accounting firm, but they also help with all kinds of services for startups. Nordea, you know what you heard about tonight, they're super engaged in startups, as you saw on the slide. EQT Ventures is the biggest, newest fund in the land here, and they're behind a lot of those investments that you just saw on the screen. Esri is a fantastic geodata company. If you're doing anything with geodata, they are the world's biggest player in geodata by far. Visa, you certainly know about, but similar to Nordea, you might not know how passionate they are about working with startups. They have all these amazing APIs and tools that you should use if you're a fintech that are free. Capgemini brings startups and their big corporate partners together. They're like a tech enabler for their super big corporate clients. GreatWorks is a digital design agency. Vinga is the big law firm that still loves to work with small startups. Swedish Energy Agency gives money to all this, and Northvolt. It was actually one of Northvolt's first investors. Great investment for them. They probably made all their money back. And NASDAQ, everyone knows. And Microsoft, everyone knows. They do all kinds of things. They keep having killer growth. It's incredible. Like if you watch their stock market monthly, quarterly earnings that we just did again, they're killing it. Renovata does recruitment, and Michael is here in the front row talking. He's the one that everyone's wondering what he's saying to Ted next to him there.
We're commenting how brilliant your overall.
But yeah, I know you're talking about ASAP Rocky. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. the two American guys in the front row. So. Anyhow,
Sorry.
Tuva's going to take a phone call.
No, I'm not.
And we're going to bring up Shopify up on stage here. We're going to jump into tonight's contents. So Bert, if you would join us on stage. Are you sitting right over there? And you got a microphone in your seat over there. I don't have Wi-Fi, so we can't do the Slido